is Santana Cooper, and I did my internship at Stillwater Milling Company here in Stillwater. It's located here in town on 6th and Perkins if you haven't been by. And this is the extreme homemaker. This is kind of how I wanted to present because I feel strongly about, building a solid background and things like that. So, bear with me. There's my tour bus. But like I said previously, my name is Santana. There are 4 locations with Stillwater Milling Company, one in Perry, one in Davis, one in Claremore, and then us here in Stillwater. My typical day was never the same, like Lexi said. Some days I would have to be in at 7:15, others I would have to be in at 5, but most of the time I was there from 8 to 5 with a 1-hour lunch break. So typical duties, when I first started I was really nervous. I didn't know how it was going to go. I didn't know exactly what duties from day to day I was going to be having to do. But like I said, I kind of just fell into the position. I kind of made my internship the way I wanted it. I kind of took it in with full force, with taking down end caps, with restocking shelves, I completely took down the whole tack aisle that we have and totally redid it, made signs, made things really pop and stick out to really grab the customer's attention. This is the late Mr. Haskell Cudd, the founder and owner of Stillwater Milling Company. I'm going to take a little bit of time to actually show you a video, and I think it's a really important video so that you can better understand not only the history for Stillwater Milling Company, but how leadership has impacted this company and how important it is to have leadership within a business like this.
Would you pause this? I'm sorry.
It's right in that little box, isn't it? Hey, Amanda. That little box right in front of there. Right there, there's a volume on that. See if that.
It's got glasses out.
Small town feed mill.
Touchdown!
Fortune magazine, one of the oldest CEOs in America, and at 100 years of age. Stillwater's Haskell Cudd still makes it into the office. In our final look at Oklahoma's as old as our state, we meet a man who's taken a struggling small-town feed mill and turned it into a diversified company with annual sales of $60 million. Times were tough when Haskell Cudd graduated from Oklahoma A&M in 1933.
When I first started here, I started out at with 2 degrees from college at $65 a month.
A bookkeeper at the local feed mill, Haskell was happy with his $3 a day, considering the alternatives.
I was one of the very few who got a job.
Well, times remained hard throughout the 1930s, but Haskell and his young wife didn't really mind.
Would take a $5 bill down to the store on Saturday evening, and we could buy enough groceries to last us for a week for $5.
World War II was a turning point for Stillwater Mill. Military contracts helped the mill climb out of the red. And while days were long, the work satisfying.
I learned to work early in my early life, and that is my pleasure. I enjoy working, and I wouldn't trade it for any other type of anything else.
Andy hasn't. Cud kept the books during the day and worked in the flour mill at night, all in an effort to learn the business. Dedication that helped him reach the top. Named CEO in 1947, he kept the job for nearly 60 years, expanding the mill into the largest independent feed mill in the state. And at the spry age of 93, Haskell was featured in Fortune magazine as one of the oldest CEOs in America.
Really overwhelmed me. I really didn't expect to ever be honored in such a way.
And while he knows he's in the twilight of his career, Haskell says he still enjoys coming into work because of all the people he's met.
People who I worked with, actually in the farm, have been wonderful people to work with.
And so I kind of wanted to basically show you that because it is very important, and Mr. Cud was a major part of Stillwater Milling Company and still is today. Every day you'll hear an old farmer or rancher come in and say, you know, if Haskell was around, this or this may or may not happen. And so, you know, he was a great leader in Stillwater Milling Company, and people really look up to him and want to
He's
follow
graced
in
the
his
pages of Fortune magazine as one of the oldest CEOs in America. And at 100 years of age, Stillwater's Haskell Cud still makes it into the office.
Sorry, I don't
In
know.
our final look at Oklahoma's as old as our state.
That works.
And so as we roll on throughout my internship, the major trip that I took was to Kansas City to the Wheat Belt Buyers Show. And here's just a few pictures. Totally didn't know what to expect. I just knew that I was going to be with two of the managers at the mill. I was basically going to be, you know, learning about the merchandise that we carry and just things like that. And in the top left corner, that is actually an orange and kind of yellow striped shirt. That's Leanne Bowman, my manager, and she's actually speaking with the ag sales reps who I made really good friends with. The gentleman in the right in the reddish shirt, he and I became really close, and he's really excited for me to graduate. He said, you know, working with ag sales would be an awesome opportunity if I was interested, you know, like in working with fly tags and gloves. They have flea back, things like that. So they have a wide variety of products that they carry. One day when we had a little bit of time left on our hands, we actually went toward the Harley Davidson Museum and saw how they actually manufactured Harleys. The Golden Ox is actually in the stockyards down there. It's a wonderful steakhouse, and I would recommend that to anyone. It's really sad to see how ag has fallen there. However, it's kind of like the Oklahoma City stockyards. There's not really a lot there, but this is a place that has been there, you know, several years, and it's just an awesome place. We also got the opportunity. I've never been to a hibachi grill, and I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. Amazing. And it was so much fun. I laughed and I cried the whole entire time I was there. Our chef was just hilarious, and we did play the shrimp game where he throws the shrimp up in your face. And I did get to meet with the different managers in the Davis and Claremore locations. No one from Perry was able to attend, but it was quite comical to see, you know, them trying to catch shrimp and sliding down their glasses and just things like that. So it was a really good time. And so now I'm going to kind of show you, and this actually, sorry, I'm having some technical. Anyways, there's a chant, and it's saying, move that bus, because I want to show you my project. These are like before and after shots of what an end cap would look like, what I would start with, you know, moving the shelves and cleaning them off, and putting the product. And you know, I'm a sign girl. I have to have signs for everything so that everyone knows what it costs, you know, what things are. And then here is myself and a tack sale that I did. One of my very first projects was doing inventory on the tack, sorting through things that we had had over 2 years, things like that, and kind of getting a sale put together. It went over really well, and the things that we didn't sell, we've actually included in our Crazy Day sale, which is going on this week here in Stillwater. I'm going to talk a little bit about my special project. This is something that I'm super proud of. It took a lot of hard work, and when I first started, I had no clue what I wanted to do. I was like, special project, so I don't know, you know. I worked with the cactus rope representative on really trying to get Trevor Brazil here in town. I don't know if anybody's familiar, but he's national rodeo finals. He's qualified several different times. He's really well known in the western side. He actually has a new line of relentless sport boots for horses and things like that, and I tried really hard to get him here, but it was over $10,000, and that's just something that wasn't going to be possible. I tried getting Baxter Black. I tried several different things just to have someone famous come into town so that it could be, you know, for a wide variety of age groups. But I ended up coming up with an idea to have a horse safety workshop for children. I had put suggested ages 6 to 12. But I had kids that were from 5 to 14. I spent a week just trying to get it all, you know, prepared, trying to get my speakers organized, things like that. I did contact Charlie Kupke and his wife Darlene, which is our TAC representative who brings and supplies our TAC to the mill. He was actually they both were my speakers at the workshop. I also had Lee with Buckeye Feeds, a new product that we carry at the mill. He came and spoke to the children about proper feed and nutrition. And as you can see there, the children learned how to safely catch and hold your horse, lead through gates, grooming, proper feeding, worming. We did have games, snacks, and lunch was provided. And most of all, they just wanted to learn about horses and horse safety. I asked that I have 50 participants. Within 2 weeks of having this placed in the Stillwater News Press, I think it actually was on the radio, on our sign, and just by putting up little flyers by the registers, within 2 weeks' time, by the time I got back from Wheatbelt, I had 55 applicants. So I was really excited. Here's just a few pictures. That's Charlie and his wife, Darlene, with one of her show horses. And then down below you can see my manager, Leanna Gray, and some of my co-workers that helped. We divided the children into 4 different groups. So there's some more pictures. We're talking about how to properly clean out of and things like that. I organized some different games. We had the stick horse barrel racing with the buckets inside because it was really hot out in the arena. And we had roping, and then we also played with plastic horseshoes so that no one got hurt. And to be honest with you, I had just as many parents stay for the workshop as I did children. And I don't know if that's just because they were really worried or they actually wanted to learn about horses, but we had tons of questions from both parents and children. So overall, I think it was a great experience and very educational. This is the front of our agri center. Just kind of wanted to throw that in there so if no one's been, you kind of know what it looks like. And then to end my presentation, I just kind of wanted to give a special thanks to a few people. So Rob, my manager, Leanne, Bill, and Penny for giving me the opportunity, my coworkers, friends, and family.